We're going to go over how to get pre-approved for a home loan today. A lot of you guys want to know that information. We're headed into the buying season, but here's the guarantee for this video. No BS. We're going to give it to you straight so that if you're serious about buying, you're not going to waste a lot of time. So if that's of interest to you, stick around. You won't be disappointed. Leg up.
You have no idea how many clients I encounter that are deathly afraid of the pre-approval letter. And I have a theory. A lot of people say that they're pre-approval process because they don't want to get their credit pulled. Great. Well, my lender does soft credit pulls. You don't have to do a hard inquiry. The laws around credit have changed, and my lender can get the information that he needs from a soft credit pull that doesn't impact your score at all.
Okay, here we go. This is where I want to start. You should not be deathly afraid of someone pulling your credit if you're getting ready to buy a home, if you're a serious buyer. All of this soft pull, hard pull, if you're concerned about that, it's one or two things, respectfully. Either your credit is challenged and you need to work on it, or you don't want to pay for a credit report to know what's going on. So both of those things, in my professional opinion, 23 plus years now, are indicators, canary in the coal mine for those of you that are going to struggle being a homeowner. Facts. And so take this video, take this time right up front and be honest with yourself. Okay. And here's the deal. If you want to know what your credit score is, there's all of these credit cards that a lot of people have. They have a FICO model 8 scoring model that gives you an idea. But again, why don't you know what's on your credit? That is the root problem. And this is what is going to cause you to have problems being a homeowner and other financial areas of your life. So I challenge you. Here's the free route. Everybody likes free, right? The CFPB, Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, has a lot of resources where you can go and educate yourself. Okay. Remember, guys, here it's about education. I don't want you to be on the struggle bus all your life. We got to get the credit together. So you go to the CFPB, educate yourself on how to obtain a good credit score. What's a good credit score, Robert? In my opinion, anything over a 680 middle score, especially if you're, in the middle of your life. Nothing wrong with that. You should be able to get a home loan at a great rate with that type of score. So learn how to obtain those things from the CFPB and not a YouTube video, because I believe when you go and do that, you'll actually implement the information that you're taking in. Secondly, you can go to annualcreditreport.com, right? It doesn't show the score, and that's a beautiful thing. The credit score is a result of your behavior, your character, how you have handled your business. And so one of the most important steps that you can handle before becoming a homeowner, right? Because this skill translates to that, is being proactive. Go and look at what Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax has been saying about you. Are the addresses that they have accurate? Are the employers that they have accurate? You see what I'm saying? Or do you have a legitimate dispute? Not one you don't want to pay for, but one that's legitimate. Okay. Now is the time before you reach out to a lender or a realtor or look at Zillow. These are the things that will allow you to be successful. More importantly, when you do this exercise and accomplish it, it will set you up for a great application, and the loan process will be very smooth because you have all of your ducks in a row. Let's continue.
And still give you the confidence in creating essentially a home budget for you. But my theory is that that's not what people are really concerned about. The real concern is that people are going to have to be brutally honest with themselves and their finances when they complete a pre-approval application. To complete a pre-approval application, which is what is needed to submit offers and buy a home, essentially, if you want to buy a home with a loan, you'll need the last 2 years of tax returns, you'll need the last 2 months of bank statements, you'll need the last 2 months of pay stubs, and they can do a soft credit pull, as well as any other retirement or asset accounts that you want to be considered.
A lot of you have watched enough YouTube videos. You can Google, you can AI now, right? With the large language models, and they'll tell you the documents that you need. But this is what AI can't tell you, the nuance. This is where you need a professional that will tell you this to keep the video short. It's not just handing in the paperwork, the 2 years of your tax returns or W-2s, the 30 days worth, of your pay stubs, depending on how you get paid. The actual number might be different. Your identification documentation, your bank or asset statements that you're going to use for the 2 months. It's not just handing it in, it's what's in them. That's the issue. That's what you're not going to hear online. This is why you have to get with a professional so that they can, what's the word I'm looking for? They can communicate, right? Translate. That's the word. Translate what these numbers mean. And this is why it's important for you up front to have an understanding. As an example, your bank statement. What's going through the bank statement? Do you have any non-sufficient funds? If you have non-sufficient funds, you don't need a house. And nobody's going to tell you that because they're trying to make a sale. I'm trying to help you build wealth. So if you have non-sufficient funds, pump the brakes. You don't need to be talking to a lender, getting a soft pull and looking at houses. You need to find out where my money is going. You shouldn't need me or a professional to give you a basic budget. That's something you have to do. Here's the basic budget. I have this much coming in and I have this much going out. If there's a shortfall, we got to get rid of some of the stuff that's going out that's not essential. In today's time, there's too many of us trying to get too sophisticated. You got to kiss a lot of stuff. Keep it simple. You know what? Kiss it. And so you have to have an understanding of your monies. Then if you're blessed to be able to buy a home, you'll be able to keep it because you know and understand what you can afford. Zillow, Redfin, Instagram, YouTube, HGTV won't speak to the lust of your flesh, telling you deserve something that you cannot afford. That's a part of it. Hey, I'm attracted to something, but can I keep it? It's not about just getting it, right? So excellent video. I told you we're going to be a little different, right? You guys know I'm different. So let's keep it moving. This next young lady is just going to go over, again, some of the documents that you need to prepare yourself to apply for a home loan. If you're paying cash for a home, this is not something that you need to worry about. But I still think you could take away some clues because if you don't know where your money's going, what is it? A fool and their money will soon be parted. I ain't say it. One of them philosophers said it, but it sounds good. Let's go.
This is everything that you need to get pre-approved to get a loan and buy a home. Let's get into it. I am actually currently in that process. If you guys are new here, my name is Christie. I'm 23. I've been working 2 jobs for the last 5 years in hopes that I can purchase my home before I'm 25. And that dream is slowly but surely coming true.
Yeah, I want to stop Christie real quick. 23, has a plan 2 years in the future to purchase a home. Don't skip that part. Working 2 jobs to make some additional money. Some of us need to hear that before you go pre-approve like you in Vegas, rolling the dice, hoping that you can get an approval from some of these folks trying to sell you stuff, only to find out you're going to lose the house and be on TikTok trying to discourage preparers like this and other folks that really want to be a homeowner and maintain it. And you could tell by the plan and the actions that are being taken. Y'all don't beat me up. If you don't agree with me, put it down in the comment section. But if you agree, just put church, CHRUCH, church. That means amen. Okay. Let's have some interaction and some fun. Let's continue.
First thing you need is 2 of the most recent years of you filing your taxes. That includes all of your W-2s. If you worked 5 jobs, 10 jobs, 100 jobs, I don't know, but you need all those W-2s including with it. For me, that would be 2023 and 2022. If you end up doing yours next year, yours would end up being 2024 and 2023 that you would have to show. The next thing you need is 2 months worth of your most recent statements for any of your assets. So if you have a lot of assets, like I did, my printer was putting in the motherfucking work. It was printing so much freaking paper. I was like, what the fuck? But you need, basically, for me, I had to show my high yield savings account, my Roth IRA, my 401k, my regular brokerage account, any asset that I had, my crypto account. Like I said, 2 months worth of your most recent statements. The last thing that you need is 2 months worth of statement for your checking account. If you have multiple, you have to show multiple. But that's pretty much it. That is literally just the whole process of getting pre-approved. That's all the documents and statements you have to show. I hope this video helped though. I love you guys so much. I'll see you next time.
Here's what I would say to that. Those are the minimum required documents that everybody should have. I don't think she said identification, but you want to throw your identification, then your income, your asset statements, your tax returns, or W-2s. That's the minimum that you should have. But again, the steps that she's taken and what I want to pull out of what she said is this. I think it would be beneficial to those of you that are serious about this process. Print it out. Go to home. If you don't have a printer, go somewhere and print the documents out and then go over them. We have to stop handing off the things that we need to do to someone else, because if you continue to do that, you're just going to be a perpetual subscription user. Someone's going to be charging you. You'd be surprised that most people don't know where your bank, you don't know how to download your bank statements. Let me ask you a question. What if they turn off all the lights? Do you know how much you got in the bank? Could you even go to a branch, if there was one, and say, you know what, this is the information that I have? I like paper, for certain things, because you got to have a record. So you always should keep at least 2 months of your bank statements, the most recent 2 months, not just because of mortgage purposes, but what if they turn off all the lights? A lot of you guys over the last couple of years, shout out to you. You've been educating yourself and you've been wanting to invest, so on and so forth. Well, more money, more problems. I think Biggie said that. And here are the problems. You got to keep up with all that stuff. And if you don't understand, or if you can't hear what I'm saying, the problem, even with me, is this. You got to keep it simple. Because when you don't, you make your life more difficult. Now you have to keep up with all these documents that are digital. A lot of you guys don't even see them. You don't know what's on them. And so now we come to a point where you want to buy a house, and it's like I'm dealing with grown folks, grown people with children, and y'all want me to go find your documents. That's crazy work. That's not a recipe for someone who wants to become a homeowner, because guess what? When something happens, you're responsible because you want the equity. You want the peace of mind. You want to create your own environment. That requires accountability. You see, this is all of the stuff. I'm really trying to talk to you, especially a lot of you, I won't even say younger folks. Talk to you people that think you want a home. This is the real. And if this is resonating and sizzling in your spirit, type church down in the comment section, because I'm really coming at this a little different. A lender shouldn't have to tell you how to go to your bank and download your statements. Think about it. That's where you're putting all your money. If they turn off the lights, how do you know what you have? So know where to gather your documentation. Busy doesn't mean productive. Try to keep things as simple as possible, because life is hard enough. What she's saying is very, very important, and it's simple, especially when you have a plan. But even somebody like herself, I agree, there's a lot of things to keep up with, and that's just a part of life and the times that we live in. Last thing I want to touch is her plan. You have to plan. If you just got an income tax, then I'm gonna buy a house. Y'all need to stop. You need to stop. Get a plan of action. How long are you going to be in the house? Because if it's less than 5 years, you need to pump your brakes. You got to be there 5 years minimum, unless you're an investor. And if you're an investor, let me shout out to the investors. Y'all gonna, a lot of y'all gonna get mad at me. If you do not have any money in context of real estate, if you want to buy an investment property, minimum, you got to have 15% of the purchase price plus the closing costs. All of you guys is trying to live in a house for a year and then get out and rent it to somebody. Man, y'all need to quit listening to these YouTube videos. And this is why. This is a PSA. Everything is digital. And mortgage fraud is punishable by up to $1 million fine and 30 years in jail. And if you think them folks is playing, right, just watch some of these YouTube videos. They never come and catch you right now when it looks like you winning. There's a lot of people still going to jail behind this PPP because they extended the statute of limitations to 2030. Ooh-wee. Sin only lasts for a season. Do the right thing, like Spike Lee says. So if you're going to buy a house as a primary residence, do that. If you're going to be an investor, do that. Do the right thing. Okay, I'm off of that because y'all like, man, I came here to learn how to submit an application. Well, see, this is the stuff that you really need to learn, because then when you go and submit the application, your fingers and toes and everything crossed, you'll have a confidence because you're an educated buyer. You actually know before you owe. Now, I'm a hush. Last video, this young lady's going to break it down the way you guys like to be talked to. It ain't nothing but syrup, sugar, lilacs, and blueberries. Okay, she's going to break it down. Let's check it out.
Hi, it's Unique Murray, your favorite realtor here in Georgia. And today I'm going to walk you through the home buying process from start to finish in simple terms. So let's say you wake up one morning and you're thinking to yourself, I'm ready to purchase a house. Once you connect with a realtor, the very first step in this process is getting pre-approved. Some people go through their personal banks, some people go through a preferred lender. I personally like preferred lenders. Why? Because one, they are more accessible, they are more hands-on, and they actually want to get the deal done, believe it or not. So once we get you pre-approved, now we know what we're working with, right? We know what price range you're shopping in, what your interest rate would be, and if you will be using down payment assistance. Once we get to this point in the process, you will begin to send me homes that you like. I will also send you homes that fall into the criteria of what you're looking for. We will tour them, and then hopefully you will narrow them down to one and say, this is my dream home, Unique. So now at this point in the process, we will go ahead and submit an offer on that property. I always like for my clients to understand this particular part of the process, is that once we submit an offer on that property and it is signed by both parties, it is technically executed, which basically just means that it is officially under contract. So at this point, you're putting down earnest money. You can think of earnest money as a good faith deposit to the seller, which ultimately will go towards your closing costs later on. It is usually around 1% of the purchase price, but it can vary, sometimes more or less, just depending on the seller. So at this point in the process, you will also pay an option fee. The option fee basically gives you the legal right to walk away during the option period, which is usually around 7 days. So this is very important. So once we're under contract, we'll go ahead and schedule inspections. Resale homes, you definitely want to get an inspection. New construction is totally up to you if you want to bring in a third-party inspector. Most buyers do. So then we move forward, we review the inspection report, we negotiate any repairs that are needed, and once everything is aligned, we'll go ahead and move forward. Now, here's the part that I always tell my clients. During this time, you do not want to make any big purchases. No cars, no furniture, not even a phone. Why? Because although you are pre-approved, the lenders are watching your finances very closely up until closing. So as we get closer to closing, I'm checking in, I'm making sure all the repairs are done, and if there are any promises that were made, I'm making sure those promises are fulfilled. On closing day, we do that final walkthrough, which is usually in the morning. Once that loan is funded, you get your keys and you are officially a homeowner. It is important to notate that although you have signed, that does not automatically mean that you get your keys. Funding of the loan means that you get your keys. Once that happens, keys are in hands, pictures are taken, and you are officially a homeowner.
Excellent job, Unique. We appreciate you. We appreciate the eloquent way you broke down the process from a 10,000 foot view. Just remember this, guys. You have to have money to get into contract. The norm is 1% of the purchase price, but it could be higher. So on a $200,000 house, That's $2,000. Goes over to the title company, sits there. Then while you do your due diligence, and I strongly suggest that you get inspection on new construction and pre-existing, on all of it. But for the seller to take their house off of the market, the option period, and it varies depending on where you are. I think she said she was in Georgia. They usually, I guess, do 7 days in her market, but it's $10 a day, so that would be $70. So that's $2,070. Now, the inspection fee, I'm gonna just throw $300. So that's $22,370 that has to come out of your pocket, of which the option money and the inspection money goes bye-bye. If you go through with the purchase of the home to consummate the deal, meaning you've done your inspection, there's no issues, and you're going to move forward with the house, well, the inspection fee, in this example, $300, goes bye-bye. That's your insurance to let you feel comfortable about moving forward. One thing I'll say about that is this: no home has no problems, be it new or pre-existing. This goes all the way back to the beginning with you understanding what a home owner is. I think that's the next video I'm going to do. We do so much about you buying the home, but we need to give a better understanding of what it means to maintain a home. Filters, lawn work, the big capital items, the roof at some time is going to have to be repaired. The things that break down over time, nothing lasts forever. So you have to understand those things, because the pretty part, the exciting, the endorphin hit is the buying, the looking. But I want you to understand the logical side, the monies that are coming out of pocket, and can you afford it? Because if you can, it is a beautiful thing. Real estate, do your research. That's why everybody has it. Number one, it provides utility, shelter. Everybody wants to have a safe, clean place for you and yours. And it's tied to inflation, you see, and the wealth gap is getting bigger. Now that these computers and the compute power is going up and up and up, I strongly advise, while you can, if you can, get a house. Doesn't have to be a huge one. Just got to be one you and yours can maintain. And the biggest part to it, it's a forced savings account. Quit listening to all of these millionaires and wannabe millionaires manipulate you and have you thinking that you want to rent forever, because you don't. Own something. For those that are technical, control something, you see, because we headed to a subscription only situation. If you're ready to take the next step and achieve your goal of home ownership, I would love to have a conversation with you. Why? I'm a lender. My NMLS license number is 180100, and my contact information is pinned in the top comment and in the description of this video. My time is up, but I thank you for yours. As I always say, guys, let's be good to one another. Let grace abound. Watch these next 2 videos. They'll help you in your education as you prepare to become a homeowner. And for the rest of you, indeed, y'all stay blessed.